Then even Skippa pulled up and he basically helped finish it in time so we could get it to use for the shoot.
We traveled all the way to Portmore, Jamaica to meet this videographer who went from slaving on work and travel to being the main video director for Dancehall's hottest artists right now. This is Banka. He shot most, if not all, of Skippa's most recent hits, breaking in millions of views, sending Hellboy to new heights. But how was this link made? We got an exclusive look into his process and a breakdown of his favorite video.
So hey, I am Banka, director and founder of Banka Visuals. How I get started into videography? Honestly, it was one of my artist friends, Tesha, linked me up on work and travel, my last year on work and travel, finishing college, everything. And he just sent me a message and said to invest in the camera thing, and that was it. Bought my first camera 2 weeks after. Started watching YouTube videos while on work and travel, how to shoot music videos, how to edit, a lot of tutorials. Luckily, where I was, one of my friends, Shotta, he was the one that basically showed me some of the stuff, especially in Premiere Pro. Sometimes I would come off of work like 2 in the mornings, reach on the dorms, we're editing. He's teaching me how to color grade and just some basic stuff, and then watch a lot of YouTube videos. So yeah, that's how I got started. Then I came back to Jamaica in September. Started reaching out to a lot of persons, asking them to shoot a music video for free. And I got a lot of seeing and read, but you know, a lot of doors closed, but what's for me can't be for nobody else, so yeah. Alright, so the name Bankroller was probably from November 2020 when 2 of my best friends went into the army and I wanted to start something, so by the time they're out of the army we can have a brand to move with. So Bankroller basically stands for independence, financial independence. If you look it up on Google, a bankroll is a person who funds a project by themselves. And I am all about independence and doing things on my own. So yeah, that's where I get the name from. Alright, so before there was Bankroller Visuals, there was Bankroller Entertainment. That was the name originally. It was supposed to be event planning, artist management, production. That was the whole aim of it. And after a while, the vision kind of changed. Starting it, I was one who started it, and then I added some of my friends. And then after a while, you know, money never did really make as much back in 2020 because of COVID. So a lot of people come, fade away, and then in July 2022 now on Work and Travel, I started Bankroller Visuals after I bought the camera. And that was just me in that time. Not just me, I have a lot of persons on my team right now, but I would say main core, it would just be me and Janoi. That's the main core now, just 2 persons basically. But I'm the director and he would be like the one that if you can't get to me, you can get to him and you get to me, basically that. So like my right hand in this. First camera that I bought was a Sony A7 III. Yeah, I paid like $2,000 for that. And a lot of videos shot on that, so yeah, it was a good starting camera. Stock lens, I think it was a Sony lens, a Sony stock lens, I'm not sure which one. Because funny enough, when I came back to Jamaica, I think my 2nd month in Jamaica in October, I went to a party to video something and I left my bag, camera bag in the car, and they broke inside of the car and took all of the equipment that I bought. The only thing I had left was just the camera. So I bought some lights, chargers, batteries, extra batteries and so forth, and they took all of that along with basically 2 other lenses that I bought. Dream camera setup. I wouldn't say I have a dream camera setup, but I would most definitely want to own a Red. Most definitely, but I wouldn't say it's like my dream camera, because time is changing. Who knows, probably a couple years from now we won't even need a camera to really shoot. So I can't say I have a dream camera like that. So I worked on a couple of projects. I can't list all of them off the top of my head, but I've worked with artists such as Skippa, Rose Dan, AI Millie, most recently Joshi, Pablo IG, basically the upcoming artists on the North Coast right now. And I worked on Governor's basically EP. I shot basically like the making of the EP for him, which was, you know, something that was good for me to get like an experience from. So hey, a lot of videos I've done, I just don't remember them off the top of my head, because how I like to work is I don't like to be attached to a project. So once it's done, it's like on to the next. So I don't really keep it in the back of my mind. So the energy between me and Skippa is like a little big brother, because I'm older, but you know, so it's like a brotherly thing, family thing. So the energy just connect naturally. It's kind of hard to explain, because it's not like I've known him from like growing up or anything like that. It was just like we worked on one project, and then since that project the energy just clicked, and we kind of see eye to eye in terms of creativity wise. Round and around we go. Alright, the reason why I'm choosing Yugo, I would say it's probably my top 5 of music videos I've ever done. And it's only right that this is the video that I review, because it's my first project to ever reach both #1 on YouTube and at 10 million views, which is a huge milestone. So yeah, that's why I'm deciding to review this one. Boom, this is Banka from Banka Visuals, and I'm represented for 24 Dancehall Top Shotta series, and I'm breaking down Skippa Yugo. So first I'm going to tell you guys how I got the idea and the planning that really went behind it. So firstly, the song wasn't even named Yugo, the song was named 350 Extra Cash. Most persons didn't know that, but the song got leaked, and when the song got leaked, the person who posted it like Yugo. That was the name they gave it. So we basically stick with that instead of changing to 350 Extra Cash. The idea of the song now, I've probably listened to this song close to over 200 times. And that's before I even shot the video, because the song went viral before it was dropped officially, and I've been have the song on my phone listening to it differently. So when the song got leaked, I was already catching a vibe from it. I was like, this video has to be one of the craziest projects I've ever did. So yeah, the idea behind it, if you realize how the song started with the Rihanna sample. So I tell them like a trick, I'm always just doing a free game. So if I get a song and they use a sample from an international song that's already known, I like to go and watch back that video and take, if it's not even like just a small detail from that video, and put it in the video, because it kind of gives a nostalgic feeling. So alright, so firstly, the first shot, as I can see, it's like a confession box. Attached to the top is a balloon, right? So how this idea came about now, like I said, I was listening to the song. Every day I was driving listening to the song, so I was going around with my friends, and the first idea that I got was to use him in a bathtub with black water. That came from the Rihanna, same sample, the Rihanna video. But I couldn't get the bath, so in the video we end up use that pool and just color the water black, change the color of the water. So this specific confession box now was, if you listen to the song, it's like he's having a conversation with God. So confession box is most like people that would go there and talk to the pastor, technically like they're talking to the creator, so forth. So that's why we use a confession box. And funny enough, this whole confession box idea came from my same friend who told me to start videography. He was the one I was listening, he was driving with me, I was listening to the song and he was asking me about it. I was telling him that I had the idea with the bathtub, and listening to the song, it sounded like he's talking to God, but I didn't wanted to go that direction, like to put somebody who's playing God in the video. So he said to use like a confession box to replicate that. So yeah. So the first shot, confession box with the balloon. That balloon idea, I don't know what's the theory called, but it's like, I don't remember the name of it, but it's something that you always see it somewhere that reminds you of something. What do we call that again, bro? Red string theory? Also? I don't think a red string theory, man. It's like, it's somewhere, you use it, every time you see it, it's associated with somebody. I don't remember the name of it, when they say. So the balloon now, it was to basically be something to represent Skippa. We are always talking about putting something inside of every video that once you see it, he comes to mind. And then on the day of this set, he was the one that said, get the balloon, then we could do it for this project. And since then, you know, everybody just start associate the balloon with him, which is something good, because that was our aim from the jump. So yeah, this is the bathtub scene that I'm talking about, that we wanted the water to be black in the tub, and we couldn't get the tub, so we ended up using a pool and just colored the video, the water black. It's kind of see-through, but if you really look good, you can say it dark, because the water is actually blue, naturally. Something in the way. So yeah, here's it, $1 million shot. So this is the confession box, and funny enough, this confession box was built by almost everybody on set, because the day after shoot, we went to the furniture man and he didn't finish building it as yet, and we were ready to use it. So I went there, I was cutting out the squares and stuff for it, and persons on my team were helping. Then even Skippa pulled up and he basically helped finish it in time so we could get it to use for the shoot. So yeah, directed by me and Shotta. As I said before, Lethal was one of the first person, well, he's the first person who really did help me when I just by my camera, because we were overseas together. And I think we shot this just before he left again, and we were having a conversation, and he was like, we need to do something before I left. And I already had the idea and everything, so I just told him to just hop on board and okay, do this. So yeah. Alright, but this shot now, this maybe is like, between this and the confession box is my favorite shot. The reason why I probably like the confession box more than this shot didn't came out like I wanted it to. Right, because I wanted the materials to be from the ceiling hanging, and probably breeze is blowing, and when he's walking, he's kind of disappearing behind the materials. They couldn't stick it up in the ceiling because the tape wasn't good enough, so we had to do it on the walls. So that's the only thing it's not really my favorite shot out of everything that I did, but yeah. For this shot, this was something that we were skeptical about. Don't play it back again. Alright, so as I say, for me see that it's a danger. Fire and the 350 crowd that is we use gasoline. You can see the fire basically run. So that was kind of something we kind of off about if we should do it or not. But last minute we say, just I do it for the art, whatever happened just happened, and luckily nothing bad happened. It just came out perfect.
Now you know.
Alright, so scenario again. This is Janoi. He's the second member of my team. He wasn't supposed to be the one playing the pastor, but I don't remember what happened. I think the actor didn't show up or anything like that. So we just gave him like a button-up shirt and a cross chain to kind of replicate like he's the pastor that Skippa is giving a confession to. Alright, so let's go back. So if you're watching the video, you see that all along the balloon was like floating. But really and truly it was Skippa behind the curtain, just moving around to kind of give that whole scary feeling. Because not only is the balloon right now associated with him, but like persons know it's like from a scary movie, It. So it kind of gives that feeling when the video started and the balloon is kind of hovering above the cloth. People was like, what is happening? You get me? So that was his idea and set to kind of do that. Alright, so like I said before, listening to the song, it's like he's having a conversation with God. I didn't want to get somebody to like play God because I'm a very spiritual person and I believe in God, so I don't like believe that, you know, you should do that. So he's like having a conversation with the pastor here, performing the song. Alright, this, maybe back then, this phrase "forgani" was like just a phrase to me, but right now, it's something that I have adopted and basically dwelling since the passing of my grandmother. So back then it didn't mean like it was just like, oh, a Skippa thing, but no, yeah, let's move on from that. Alright, as you can see, like I was saying about the fire behind the crown, so I don't know if you guys can see how close it is, but it's very close to the car. At one point we legit had to stop videoing and move the car up a bit because the fire was getting too close to it. So yeah, that phrase, keep a church cause God bless Steve too, really and truly it's him having a conversation with God and he's having second thoughts, like he's saying, even though I am a thief, or that's the whole mood of the song, God basically bless Steve, so he's telling the pastor like, keep a church good, because God will bless me regardless. So for this shot, we wanted the pastor, the pastor is handing in the cross chain and he's kind of sending it back to the pastor, like licking it, and he's kind of frightened when he does that.
with a whip, I'm on the Skippa music, play loud in the place I'm from, stick to myself.
Alright, so this shot now, for this specific shot, as you can see, it's just shadows. Shadows of persons holding up prop firearm. It's not real. So I didn't want to show actual firearm, like show the shot. I just wanted to give the impression like people can see, say, oh, a gun and so forth. I didn't want to show the actual firearm within the video. So how we got this shot, the light was placed behind the subjects holding the gun and they're standing in front of it, and I kind of had to drop the light lower because they're kind of tall. So in that sense, the shadows would be longer to kind of get this shot where I won't be the one showing, because if I put the light higher, the shadows would be short and not would give this impression that it's giving right now.
Just me and God. Learn from the goddamn start. When I see me, no one say that is a dead man who walk roll. Make it just a belch and laugh. Just a belch and laugh. That's all I said.
Alright, this shot now, this idea was Skippa's idea as well. He had a goat tattoo on his arm, and everybody know the goat is associated with certain things. So he was like, he's going to make the goat, like goat is smoking a cigarette with him. So yeah, this was his idea as well, right here. And here's the pool shot. Let me find my card. Here's the pool shot I was talking about. The specific reason why this pool shot is only at the part where Rihanna's voice is playing is because I wanted to give that same nostalgic feel that I'm talking about. So once you're watching the video and you hear the voice and you're familiar with the song, especially the video that she has done, this will bring back a nostalgic feeling. So for this specific shot, we had one light and he was just kind of swinging it above the water, and he's walking inside of the pool. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly, but it's actually a very deep pool. So yeah, the water basically close to his shoulders, so the pool was very deep, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we had to do this shot probably twice, and it was like freezing. The water was very cold. Alright, so this part of the song, that's where I would say the rhythm kind of drop and pick up, so I wanted it to be like punching. So every time we chop, we want it punch and beat, and you can feel the energy and the aggression behind the song at this time.
I bag of money in my jeans, I'm a gone for more. Him just drop a new beat, suck it out that door. I know me bag of first, I mean I know before. Now when me pull up it.
So here again, the same shot I'm talking about with the shadows, and if you're looking good, you can see that the shadows are on the floor. You can see that some guys are holding up some prop firearm, but there's a light right on Skippa's face only. What we used for that shot was we had a small flashlight and we just kind of directed it on his face while we were shooting. So everything around him is dark. You're only seeing the shadows of the guys here, and just his face when he's going to perform has the light, and everything else around him will be just darkness.
Them up and close the store. I had a boy on the pump, still up in press. 350 the crowds. And them up and close the store. I had a boy on the pump, still up in press. 350.
Alright, this right here, I think this was a last minute addition to put the 350 behind the crown, because the video was directed by me and Lethal, and we both edited together. So when I finished editing the video and sent it to him, I told him that to just add a sauce, right? And I didn't want the 350 here. I didn't want the 350 on it any at all. I think I wanted something about Backbush in writing, and he was the one who did this, and really liked it, and I told him just keep it, guys, have a vibe, and then yeah. And the 350 represents the crown that he's talking about. So again, for this, we only use one lighting, or just one floodlight on him at the front of the car, because as I said, we're going to light fire in the back, and once you light the fire, it's going to bright. So you don't want it too bright, so we just use one light, turn it on low. But it was probably maybe on 50 or probably less, because the fire is going to be very bright. So as you can see, before the fire was even lit, it's just darkness right there. And once the fire got lit, you can see how bright it got. And this effect now, so yeah, this effect now, like the camera went down on the ground. When I was shooting this specific shot, every time it reached that part of the song, I kind of put the camera on the ground to kind of replicate like going to hell. So when we were editing, it was kind of easier to do that effect where he's in front of confession box with just the flashlight on his face right now. And as you can see, when the camera dropped, he's where the car is with the fire. So that was, we basically shot specifically to do that effect. As you can see throughout the video, maybe 2 times you actually see the actual firearm. It's mostly shadows, because I didn't want it to be like up in the forefront. Alright, so the last scene, we just kind of captured him going inside of the confession box to kind of close it. Yeah. So that's basically it. Alright, so post-production wise, this video was edited. I think we used Premiere Pro at the time. Last year I was using Premiere Pro to edit. So we used Premiere Pro to edit. Like I said, me and Lita was the one who edited it. So tonight, I think 2 days after I shot the video, or the day after I shot the video, I started to edit, and then I sent him the file. He did something, then sent it back to me, and then I finished it, sent it back to him to do the effects, because my system wasn't fast enough at the time to can manage the effects that I wanted, like I was explaining. So yeah, I will say now, looking back at the video, I kind of see probably not something that's a big of a deal, but maybe now that I have gained more experience, I could have done probably a lot more differently, especially in terms of the lighting. But I think it all comes down to the camera that we use, because we didn't use a low light camera or even a low light lens per se, so the aperture was kind of high, so then we had to turn up the ISO a bit, and it kind of allowed a lot of grains to be on the final product. But at the time, it was at the quality where music video production in Jamaica was at. So I think we did fairly good.
They're looking at camera now. Stop back.
Roller shades.
24 dancehall, like dancehall, you know the thing good. 24 dancehall.
Hey, 24 dancehall, you know the thing, mad.
24 dancehall, that we are saying. 24 dance. Are you there? You got 24 dancehall, you know, they man a top rank, they man a Mr. Universe, and body the bomb buckler this.